Welcome to Raymond Cooking and Lifestyle. Before we begin, remember to click subscribe and turn on the notification. Today, I'm going to share with you a very simple recipe, which is the chili long beans. And of course, the main ingredients that we have today is the long beans. Over here, I'm using around 12 to 15 long beans, which is nearly around 150 to 200 grams. And then we will use 8 red chilies, and of course the pointier the chili is spicier. All right, and then we also need 4 shallots, and then 7 cloves of garlic. These shallots and garlic will be used together with the chili, where we will blend it, to become a paste. Now, for us to start with, let us start with chopping up the chilies. Now, for all the chilies, we will remove the head and the stem and the tail of the chili. All right, and then we will remove the seeds also as well as we go on. Now, for this recipe is actually quite a simple dish that you can prepare as what we call that as an appetizer. It is not that spicy, and it is very, very appetizing. Okay, once you prepare the chili, you will cut it into half and remove all the seeds from inside the chili. Now, normally we do not use chili when we are blending the chili into paste, unless you are preparing Hainanese chicken rice chili, then you will keep the seeds, Once you are done with all the chilies, now we will cut the chili into halves. This is to make sure that when we blend it, it is easier to be blended also as well. Now, for those of you who prefer it to be spicier, you can actually add in burnt eye chilies or chili padi. Now, we will prepare and the shallots also as well. We will chop off the heads, just to remove the hard part. And then, of course, for all the garlic cloves, we will cut off the tail part also as well, before we put it into the blender. Now, for those who really prefer it to be spicier, you can actually really add on chili padi also as well. As for the long beans, what we will do is we will cut off the heads and the tail part of the long beans, and we will cut it into around 2 inches long long beans. We do not want to cut it into too short or too long, because we want it to be bite sized, where it is crunchier and is nicer to bite. Once we chop off the head and the tail, now it's time for us to cut it into around 2 inches long size. But of course, for those of you who prefer it to be shorter, you can cut it into probably 1.5 inches. So this is how it looks like after you cut it. Okay, just make sure that it is not too long, so that when it's easier for people to chew on. Okay, now put all the chilies together with the shallots and the garlic into a blender, or a food processor. Now, while doing this, please be mindful that you have to add in around 1 tablespoon of water to make sure that the chili and all the shallots and garlic are blended into a paste. Without the water, it is very difficult for you to blend it into a paste mixture, or you will end up having flakes of all the chili flakes and all the garlic flakes and all this. So you have to add in a little bit of water to make sure that it is well blended. Once the chili is blended, we will start boiling a pot of water. Now, you don't need a lot of water. Actually, it's enough for us to actually fill up with to blanch all the long beans. Now, over here also as well, in the water, once it is bubbling, we'll add in 1 teaspoon of salt, so that the long beans will taste a little bit salty, but not too salty. Now, bring the water to a boil, and then we will actually start to put in the long beans. We will want to blanch it, but not ready to say blanch it. We really need to cook it until it is not too raw, because once the long beans are cooked raw, it tastes a little bit bitter. Now for over here also as well, once you put in all the long beans, bring the water to boil and then cook the long beans from up to 7 minutes. Yeah, but normally I will cook it for around 5 minutes or so, because I want my long beans to be crunchier. But for those of you, yeah, who really like your long beans to be a little bit soft, then of course you can cook it for a longer time until it is softened. So while the long beans are in the boiling water, you can actually keep on stirring it together by using a chopstick or a spatula, just to make sure that all the long beans are well cooked, yeah, and not to leave any of the long beans to be uncooked also as well, or it becomes raw. So we want all the long beans to taste of the same texture, and it tastes nice. Now, once all the long beans are cooked, yeah, just remove it from the boiling water, all right, and set it aside. But for those of you who really want it to be crunchier, you can actually took out all the long beans and then put it into a bowl of cold water, so that the long beans will be crunchier. So it's up to a personal preferences whether you want it to be crunchier, or you just want it to taste just like how it is once it's scooped out from the boiling water from the pot. Yeah. All right. Now, once everything is done, we will heat up the wok to high heat, yeah, and then add in 4 tablespoons of oil and 1 teaspoon of sesame oil. In my cooking, especially when I'm cooking Chinese or Oriental style, I always prefer to use sesame oil, because it adds a little bit of fragrance into the dish also as well. And of course, for those of you who are not using non-stick wok, then of course you must make sure that your wok is hot, and then you pour in cold oil so that it will not be sticky. Okay, once the oil is heated up, so it is time for us to start stir frying the chili paste. Yeah. Now, while you stir fry the chili paste, please remember that you have to stir it over low heat. Okay, it's around 130 Fahrenheit. Yeah, so please do not stir fry a chili over high heat, because it will get burned very easily. The reason also why we would like to stir fry the chili paste for near to 4 to 5 minutes is because we want to remove the rawness of the chili taste also as well. Yeah, you do not want to eat the chili and taste the rawness of the chili. So what we do is that when we stir fry it over low heat, by using the heat, we can actually remove the rawness of the chili. I'm preparing this dish by using all fully vegetables. So for those of you who think that you would like to add in a little bit of dried prawns, please go ahead. Yeah, you can actually add in the dried prawns together and blend it together with the chili paste just now. So for those of you who really want to put in the dried prawns, please do go ahead. Now it is a matter of preferences. Yeah. The smell is so great now all over my house, you know, due to the chili flavor. It is so fragrant, because and seriously, it is very, very, very appetizing. Once you smell it, oh my god, it's so nice. Let us stir fry the chili paste a little bit longer. Now, for some of you who prefer a little bit of belacan also as well, you can put in belacan. Yeah, and it depends on your preferences also as well. The chili paste goes with everything. Now, once we fry it for near to 1 minute to 2 minutes, add in 1 tablespoon of salt, 1 tablespoon of sugar, and 1 teaspoon of soy sauce. This is to add on more flavor to the chili paste and to bring out the flavor of the chili also as well. And of course, as an appetizer, you would like it to have a little bit of saltiness inside, so that when people eat it, they will feel more appetizing, and they will like to eat more of the following dishes also as well. Now, for this chili long beans, once you cook it, you can actually keep it over in the fridge overnight, and you can eat it cool also as well. It's up to you. Or if you think that you would like to keep it for the next days or for the next few days, put it in the fridge in a container, and then you can reheat it using a microwave. So it's up to you personally, how do you want to eat it. You can eat it cold or you can eat it hot also as well. Continue to stir fry it to make sure that all the salt and sugar is all well dissolved and is all over the chili paste. And then after that, once everything is ready, around 4 minutes or 5 minutes of stir frying, we add in the long beans. Yeah, the blanched long beans just now. Alright, and then we continue to cook it over medium-high heat, or high heat is up to you. Medium-high heat is around 180 to 200 degrees Fahrenheit. Alright, so continue to stir fry the long beans. Yeah, make sure that the mixture and the paste and the long beans, everything is all well combined. Yeah, so that you don't leave any of the long beans without the chili paste. Okay, now the color is so beautiful, isn't it? I really like the fragrance from the chili. It smells so nice all around the house, and it will linger on more than 2-3 hours, and your kitchen will smell so nice. And by listening to the sizzling sound of the oil, it is so appetizing. And then you have to make sure that it is all well cooked. Yeah, continue to stir fry it to fry it over for another 3 minutes or so, up to you personally. Some people may want to have it drier. So what you do is that you can actually stir fry it a little bit longer. Yeah, just make sure that you don't burn the chili paste also as well, because you're using high heat now. So make sure that you do not overcook the chili paste. One of the techniques that when you are worried that stir fry it over high heat, you are worried about overcook, what you do is that you continue stirring your dish. Okay, this is what I'm trying to do now. I keep on continuing to stir the long beans to make sure that the chili paste is not burnt. Once the time is up, you can actually turn off the gas or the induction cooker. Alright, and stir it a little bit longer, just for a few more seconds. Yeah, and make sure that everything is all well combined. It smells so nice now. Now once everything is ready, get a small pot or a plate or a bowl. It's up to you. How do you want to serve it? Yeah, and voila, it's all ready to eat. Yeah, just look at the color of the chili combined with the green color of the long beans. It looks so nice now. So here you go, very simple dish, the chili long beans. Okay, and here it is, the result. So for those of you who really like to try it out, please do cook at home. It is healthier, and you don't need a lot more flavors other than all the natural flavors that you can get from the vegetables and the chilies. Alright, so folks, that is all for today. Remember to subscribe and turn on the notification. Bye bye.